love about tiny houses is that they're often packed full of the character of the people that live in them. And that's really the case with this next place we're about to visit. I guess you could say it's a real gypsy dream. Hi, Frenchie.
Hey, how's it going?
So lovely to see you. Welcome. This wagon is absolutely adorable.
Thanks.
What was your inspiration behind creating something like this?
I worked at fairy festivals in the UK, and I was inspired by the gypsy Vardo, the traditional bow-top gypsy wagons that I saw at those events. And I just wanted to live in a caravan, and they were really expensive here, plastic, white, awful things. So I just decided to build my own.
It is just absolutely packed with character, isn't it?
Kind of like me.
So what's it actually made from?
So it is kind of like based on a traditional bow top with the canvas, but it's a bit away from the traditional sense because it's got a MIG welded steel frame as the interior.
Right.
So I built the steel frame onto the trailer, and then it's got plywood on the outside, and it's 25mm box section through the middle. So in between the box section there's 25mm polystyrene and then ply on the inside, so it's fully insulated all through the walls.
So this wagon's really one that's designed to be moved around, isn't it?
The whole thing weighs 1.5 tons with all my stuff in it. So
right, that's good.
You need a decent sized truck to pull it, but it is pullable.
And what about the windows here? What are these made from?
It's just like tent windows.
Right.
So it's made from vinyl. But they've got zips on them, so you can unzip them to let the air in, or you can zip them all the way off in the summer. And I've also got, they made me fly screens that Velcro to the inside, so in the summer I tend to just have the fly screens on the window, and the breeze comes in and out all summer.
I really love all of the artwork on this caravan as well. It's just so pretty.
Yeah, the whole caravan really has been a work of art. I'm really, really blessed to have lots of amazing friends in my life that are really talented at creating things. So, you know, Dave with the beautiful fire, which we'll look at later, and yeah, there's heaps of art in here that my friends have given their time and energy to, and it's just beautiful. Yeah.
But also your own talents as well, because you actually built a lot of this yourself, didn't you?
Yeah. I built most of it myself, made a lot of expensive mistakes along the way, but learned a lot.
Now, just before we go inside, I would love to know a little bit about this place where we are, because this looks incredible here.
Yeah, it's great. It's a communal space. We have big communal gardens. There's chickens behind us that produce eggs. There's giant organic veggie gardens. There's pizza ovens. There's glowworms in a river. We can swim in the river in the summer. It's set on about 9 or 10 acres, I think. I'm not totally sure of the size. And in the big house, people live communally, and they all eat in the evenings together. Just a really, I mean, we're so close to the city here, but really far away. There's no phone reception here. In my caravan, I get no internet connection at all. It's really good. It's really like, you know, completely off the grid and out of the connectivity, which is great. I just choose when I want to go and connect myself onto the computer. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, this caravan is absolutely gorgeous from the outside. Can't wait to see what it's like on the inside.
Yeah, let's go. Come in.
Look at the artwork on that door.
First thing you notice there.
It really is. That is beautiful.
Yeah, so this, again, it was my friend Ruben. I feel like he's such a magic person that he brought a lot of stuff into my life. So these are kind of like protection symbols. These are my protection people, all the way down here. And they just started appearing. They weren't there in the beginning. And this dragon, he's extremely fluffy, and he's a protector. And when this dragon just appeared one day, a little while after that, my partner appeared in my life, and my partner's really fluffy, and the dragon reminds me of him. So it's kind of like Ruben called my partner Jules into my life.
And how do you think your partner feels about being likened to a dragon?
I think he's into it. He embraces the fact that it's fluffy. So dragons are pretty cool.
Let's have a look on the inside.
Yeah, after you.
Oh, this is absolutely magical. Walking in here, it's just like being greeted by a work of art.
Yeah, all my friends have just made so many beautiful pieces of art here,
And how wonderful that you can have all of those contributions from your friends to actually form the space where you live.
Yeah.
And this kitchen space looks absolutely lovely.
Thanks. Yeah, it's Mark III. I like it looking a little bit character-esque and a little bit wobbly. I think one of my favourite bits is this cupboard, because it's a yin-yang here, and it's a double folding door, so
great.
you can get underneath the sink here, you can pull it all the way back. And I wasn't sure this was going to work. Hey, it was a bit of an experiment and like, oh, is it actually going to work? But it totally did.
And where does your water come from here?
So I've got a container outside. So I shower in the house here as well. I don't have a shower in here, obviously. So I just take water from the house, and I've got a container that's undercover outside. And so that feeds up through the floor into the, it's like a galley style foot pump, like for a boat.
Right.
And then it feeds up into the sink, and then I've just got an outlet that comes down and underneath the caravan. And I just move that around because I don't use a lot of water in here, so
sure.
The trees are quite happy to kind of get a little bit of a water every now and again. And I only use natural products for cleaning and stuff, so there's nothing bad going into the environment. And being British, I'm really into my tea, so tea shelves are really important. So this is all tea. This is all tea mostly.
Of course, how could you leave that out?
Yeah, and my partner's training as a joiner at the moment, so he made me this beautiful tea tray.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, I really love it.
That's
He's
lovely.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah. I mean, we've been in this house for a few minutes, and it seems like almost every single item that you point out has some connection to people in your life and friendships, and that's just, well, it just makes that space so special, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. I'm really blessed to have so many amazing people in my life. Yeah, you really get by with a little help from your friends, eh?
So true. And your living space here, this just looks so comfortable and cozy.
Yeah, so originally here I had a blanket box, which was probably only about this big. And it just wasn't comfortable for sitting on. I mean, you could perch on it, but you couldn't really lounge on it, you know. This is a lounge space, so I made this much bigger when I custom built it to put in there. And also it means that you can sit on it, and I can play guitar on it, I do my meditation on it. You can have 2 or 3 people lounging around on here really comfortably. And also underneath here is all my clothes. So this lifts up. And that's it, hey. So I've got my skirts and my dresses and my trousers and my tops. So it's just really, really organised and easy to access. But the thing that really makes a difference in here is the fire. So Dave, who helped me with the project initially, he also built the heart of the project, which is this beautiful fire here.
I really love how you said that, because a fire really does become the heart of a project, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And Dave made heaps of effort and made me a really special fire. Hey, we had a glassblower lived here, Owen, and he made the dampers from glass, so they've got like vortex marbles on them. Wow. And I'm a chakra dance instructor, so down the side of the fire there's 7 marbles that are the colour of the chakras. And then on the other side, Dave welded a koru into the side of the fire, and then there's a clear marble on the other side, so that when the fire is lit, you see the firelight coming through from both sides as well as from the front. So it's amazing, hey? It's such a beautiful design, and yeah, he put heaps of effort into it. It was really nice.
The floor's quite lovely in here as well, isn't it?
This was actually a steel. Kind of don't want to tell people because it looks so real, eh? But it's actually not really wood. It's a lino, and it totally keeps the weight down because it's really super lightweight. And I contacted a flooring company, and they said, how big a piece do you need? And I was like, 4.5 meters by just over 2 meters. And they were like, oh, we'll just send you an offcut, like $30. And I was like,
no.
Awesome, because this flooring is normally really expensive, hey, but it actually looks like wood, doesn't it? It is amazing.
And the cat seems to have found the most comfortable space.
I've always wanted a cat, but I had to wait till I was not on the road so much, hey, but I got the cat kind of chose me. She came from the SPCA, and she came from, a little box room with heaps of other cats to cat paradise day. Actually, it's kind of human paradise, really, isn't it? Yeah, she's the queen. She's, and I've also in the kitchen here, I've got a little cat door underneath the shelf, so she can get in and out, and it's just kind of out the way. And she spends a lot of time sitting on the shelf, looking out of the window. It's like cat TV.
Yeah, the big area just looks so cozy.
Yeah, the bed is important. The bed is really important.
underneath you do, don't you?
Yeah, because it's a queen size bed and it's quite high up, I've got heaps of storage under there. Hey, so I've got my tools under there, I've got all my blankets, I've got my towels, I've got, just everything really, everything that I don't need in this space is stored under there.
Now, I know that you've got access to the house for when you need to shower and stuff, but do you have a toilet in here?
I do, it's a little bit sneaky actually. So I obviously have access to the house for the toilet as well. And across from my caravan there's a compost toilet. But sometimes in the night when it's really cold and it's raining hard out, you just really don't want to go outside to go to the toilet. Hey, so I built a little sneaky toilet and it's just here. It's just a cartridge toilet, so I built it actually into here. It's just, it's got a sealable lid. And when you go to empty it in the morning, you just literally lift the bucket out of here, take it outside, pour it on a lemon tree. Trees love this stuff. And just give it a wash and then stick it back in for the next night. And it's super useful, hey, just real simple. Yeah, another thing that has happened kind of as I've lived in here and as I've been using the space is that a lot of the stuff has appeared kind of organically. Like, this was actually originally a tea shelf, so it's not being used as one at the moment, but a lot of time, especially in the winter, I'll sit here and I'll get the fire going, but I want to still be able to see outside of my caravan. So I'll be sitting reading a book and I was like drinking tea and being like, all right, I'm going to build a shelf. So I just built a shelf here for my cup of tea. So that's great. And then, I have a lot of random trinkets. So these shelves kind of came in as I was going along. And the altar as well. I put the altar in, just a place to hold my crystals and have a focus for the week or for the month or for that day. And I find that's really important for my own spiritual practice.
One of the benefits, I suppose, of a project actually taking 3 years is that you get to really get to know the space and understand what your needs are in it.
Yeah, totally, and it's definitely been an organic process, and my original design, the main stuff is still in the same place, but everything else has changed. The ideas that I had in my head in the beginning, when you actually realistically start living in a space, they tend to shift around quite a lot. But it's been beautiful, I've just kind of done it around work and done it around festivals and projects and being on the road and, just kind of fit it in with my life and done little bits here and there as I could.
And so your partner as well, he's actually building his own caravan, isn't he?
Yeah, it's funny. That's actually how we met. We met online over our mutual love for tiny builds, and we met up for coffee, and we just geeked out for hours. Hey, and we were actually friends for a very long time, just with quite similar interests of building stuff and wanting to go on adventures. But yeah, it ended up being more than a friendship, and he ended up moving here and finishing his build on the land. So we lived together, but we had separate houses. Which for me and for Jules as well is absolutely perfect because we're both really independent people. We've both got a lot going on in our lives, and it meant we could have 2-3 days a week where we were together, and then the rest of the time we were off doing our own thing. And we didn't have to ever compromise on our experience. This is my space, my decoration, my rules. His is his space, his decoration, how he wants to do it. And it's quite funny as well because you look at this caravan. I've pretty much built me in a caravan, it's curvy, it's blingy, there's like hippie tat everywhere, chakra stuff, glitter, like it's totally just me in a caravan. And then you look at Jules's build and his is very square, practical, precise, full of wood, like just, very manly and very much like him, like he's totally a very grounded kind of, natural person. So it's really cool. And it's just a good way to live. We have a really amazing relationship.
Everything in here is packed with so much character and it's so customized. This could not have been a cheap thing to accomplish.
It's actually quite surprising. It wasn't too much money. It cost 12.5 grand all in, and that includes the tools and a few expensive mistakes.
12.5 grand.
Yeah.
That is an amazing achievement for that budget.
And I've got some really sexy tools now. Hey, I've got an AEG set that's very nice.
Wow. So not counting the tools in the purchase, what do you think the actual cost of the caravan was?
I think maybe I spent about 2 grand on tools, so just over 10 grand on the caravan. It's a much cheaper way to live. you can't have a lot of stuff because you don't have a lot of space. It just frees up all that time where you're working in a full-time job paying for a mortgage. It frees up that time for you to be, you know, I travel to festivals, I get creative, I'm involved in a charitable trust that me and a few friends set up ourselves. I run social circus projects. I do heaps of meditation and yoga. I play my guitar. I go mountain biking. I spend time with my cat. I hang out with my friends. I potter in the garden. You know, just all of that life stuff that's so beautiful and so amazing. I get to do heaps more of that, and I, you know, get involved in organising events, and it's just a really beautiful way to live. I can pretty much get away with working a couple of hours a week, teaching 2 classes a week. I can just about live off. So that's like, well, 3 hours worth of work. So, you know, that's really living the dream. People are like, oh, you're so lucky. And I do really feel that I'm very blessed in this life, and I am lucky, but I also feel that you make your own luck. And if you put the hard yards in and you hustle all the time, you know, and you do the things that you love, and then life's beautiful and amazing. And you've just got to follow your own dreams.
Well, Frenchie, I have to say, it is a really wonderful home. Congratulations on the build. Thank you so much for showing me around.
No worries. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming.
I have fast fallen in love with this gypsy wagon. It's a warm, welcoming, beautiful space to live in. But more than that, it's just Frenchie. Everything in this space has some kind of significance to her in her life, and that is what truly makes this place a home. More than that, though, it's what it represents to her, which is the ability to live a free and artistic life. Who could ask for more?